विष्णु जी, मुझे ये बताइए कि गयाना और इंडिया का व्हाट इज़ द रिलेशन बिटवीन इंडिया एंड गयाना? They were Pravasiye. How many years back Indians went there and how did they go? And tell me about their struggles.
So, Indians who first went to Guyana in the year 1838, May 5th, 1838, which is now celebrated as Indian Arrival Day as a holiday in Guyana over a long period of time now. So, Indians went there to grow sugarcane in the plantations that were owned by British. So, because India was a colony of England, they were able to facilitate the transfer of laborers, and some 240,000 Indians from India went there, and many of them settled down. At about two-thirds of them settled down, and the rest returned back to India. So that's the relationship.
So आपका कहना है कि कितने हजार इंडियंस को यहाँ से लेबर बना के ले गए थे शुगर केन इंडस्ट्री के लिए? ओके, सो बहुत आपने यातनाएं भुगती, यू हैड सफर्ड क्वाइट अ बिट, योर विच
Right.
पीढ़ी,
So,
आपकी पीढ़ी जो है पांचवी है?
yeah. So,
ओके,
yeah. So I am the fourth generation. My great grandparents came from India. I have roots in several parts of this country. Some of my ancestors came from UP, from Bihar, from Rajasthan. Um, 240,000, and from Guyana, after a long period of time, over the last 50 years or so, many Indian Guyanese have migrated and settled in North America, the US, Canada, and UK. Approximately 400,000 Indian Guyanese have settled from Guyana to these other countries.
सो यू मीन 4 लाख लोग गायना से दूसरी जगह रह रहे हैं, और पहले जो गए थे 25-2.5 लाख लोग इंडिया से गए थे.
Right. So initially, 240,000 Indians migrated from India to Guyana, and after a period of time, over the last 50 years, from Guyana, those who were born in Guyana, they remigrated, what we call double diaspora, double migration, from then British Guyana, which became independent in 1966, to Guyana. They migrated to the United States, Canada, UK, and to other countries. And some of them are also now in Australia, New Zealand, and other places.
मैंने सुना है कि गायना में वही कल्चर है आपका, सारा इंडिया वही धार्मिक, और हिंदी भी बोलते हैं बहुत गायना में लोग. तो व्हाट डू यू टेल मी अबाउट द कल्चर? 200-300 साल हो गए आप लोगों को, वो रामायणा भी वहीं चलती है, और कैसे दशहरा, दिवाली, रामायणा आप सेलिब्रेट करते हैं, थोड़ा बताएंगे हमें?
Right. So, although we have migrated about 185 years ago from India, we have retained practically most of the culture that the original ancestors took with them to then British Guyana. And this was made possible because they brought with them all of the religious scriptures and the way of life that they had in their villages. So, up until this day, if you go to the Gaos, the local villages in Guyana, they still retain many of the practices of the lifestyle in the villages, whether it is in puja, whether it is in celebration of birth and death and marriages. All of these have been retained and continued until this day. This was reinforced with the introduction of Bollywood. So Bollywood is very, very strong and familiar in Guyana. It's a way of life in Guyana that practically every Indian watches Bollywood movies, and also to the religious songs sung by some of the famous Indian ghazal singers and religious singers.